Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're here on the fourth day of Ooredoo Presents Qatar T10 Ramadan Cup, and we are here for the seventh encounter of the tournament between Sprite Cricket Stars and Bengal Tigers, two of the most competitive teams in this tournament. We're here for an absolute thriller of a night. And I've got in the commentary box with me Devinder. What are your thoughts on today's game? And before we go to Devinder, we'll have a look at the pitch report and the toss.
It's a pleasant evening here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium in Doha, Qatar, and overhead conditions quite good at the moment. Little bit of breeze blowing across the ground, and it's going to be exciting how the pitch is going to behave today, because so far in this tournament what we have seen, batsmen have been able to put the deliveries away easily, quite easily. The pace and bounce on the surface has been quite consistent, but have a look at how the pitch curator has maintained this particular surface. If you look down on this particular surface, you can see it's a bit darker because the amount of moisture is there in the pitch in order to maintain the pitch condition, and that's why they've been able to keep these wickets quite well. Total of 6 matches have already been played on this particular surface, and it's great to see the pitch is still intact, and hopefully it will remain intact for 2 more matches as well. As 2 more matches scheduled for today, the captain who wins the toss should be going on with the trend, because so far out of 6 matches, 5 matches have been won by the team that decided to bat first. Captain winning the toss should have no hesitation in deciding to bat first.
Thank you, Devinder, for your pitch report. We'll go down to Mikhail now, and he's there with the 2 captains for the all-important toss.
It's toss time here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium, day 4, match number 7. Sprite Cricket Stars taking on Bangla Tigers. For Sprite Cricket, the captain, Sunil Alexander, the captain of Bangla Tigers, Saif Kandekar, and to adjudicate the toss, we have match official Aminul Islam. Sunil, you'll be flipping the coin. Saif, you'll be calling.
Head, please.
Heads is the call.
It is head.
Heads it is. Saif, come along. You won the toss. What have you decided and why?
We would like to bowl first.
Bowl first.
Yeah.
Most teams have preferred to bat first. We've seen 6 matches happen, 5 teams winning the toss, batting first and winning games. What's this change in plan?
I was ready for the question because I was following the match. Most of the teams are, but after winning the toss, they are taking batting first. Even they are winning also. But we have a plan behind this. We don't want to reveal now. We want to stick them on a decent total, and we want to defend it.
When you talk about a decent total that you want to restrict them at, what would it be for you?
I think in T10, anything near 90, I think it's easy to. I think not easy, but it's defendable, I think.
All right, Saif. Good luck. All the very best.
Thank you so much.
Right, Sunil, what would you have done had you won the toss?
I would have batted first. So I was thinking, okay, I would go for a toss win and then take the batting. But then things are falling in place. Let's see, I wanted to put on a decent total so that, we can easily defend, because that's the match trend going on.
What's the total you're looking at?
Something above 100. So that's the plan. Let's see how the game proceeds. Thank you.
All right, all the very best, Sunil. Right, so the news from the centre is that Bangla Tigers have won the toss and surprisingly, against the trend, have decided to bowl first.
Right, so Bengal Tigers winning the toss and deciding to bowl first seems to be quite a surprising decision indeed, because this is the first time in this tournament that a team has won the toss and elected to bowl first. Most of the teams have elected to bat first, of course, and most of the matches have been won by teams who have batted first. So with me in the commentary box now is Devinder, and I would invite him to talk about the two teams. Devinder, over to you.
First of all, winning the toss and deciding to bowl first, which is a surprising decision, because so far what have we seen in the tournament, total of 6 matches played, 5 of them have been won by the team batting first. And though the sixth match was won by the team bowling first, but it happened because the score was achieved, was overhauled. So overall, all six captains, before coming into this contest, winning this toss and deciding to bat first and looking for favorite results, and they've been able to get 5 victories out of 6. This is a big surprise under lights, but they think the pitch will remain the same with little bit of dew expected today evening. They think that that dew will help in stroke production, and also they want to know the score in front of their eyes so that they can plan their chase accordingly. So they have this conviction about their ability to chase down the total, and they want to prepare for the big occasion, and no wonder they decided to bowl first. Under lights here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium. Fantastic facilities. The lights are on, the breeze is blowing across the ground, giving the cooling effect to the players here. On a lush green outfield, an excellent surface to bat on. So batsmen have been enjoying this opportunity of coming out under lights here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium and play their strokes with a lot of freedom because of the consistency and pace and bounce in this particular surface. The pitch curator has done an excellent job. This is the match number 7th on this particular pitch, and still it looks quite intact at the moment. So will be very, very interesting to see how the openers go out and go about their business of getting runs. Will there be another fiery start, or will there be any early breakthrough as well? Because the captain who won the toss decided to bowl first, so he would be looking at getting at least 1 or 2 wickets early on. Sprite cricket stars: Sunil, Adnan, Amruga, Arif Nasir, Amit Sheikh, and Abdul Qadir, Hamad, and Kanan, Tony Archer, Kanan, and Rishad. That's the team. Sprite Cricket Stars has got a couple of excellent spinners in their unit.
Yeah, I think and that man in the middle, Hamad, that's the man you need to watch out for. Excellent batsman, and as we look at Bengal Tigers squad, led by Saif Khandakar, he's an all-rounder himself. We'll probably see him opening the batting today and opening the bowling as well. So he is a genuine all-rounder. Then we've got Muhammad Yassin, Arman Mahmood, Abdul Samad, who will be batting 2 down, Rashal Aslam, Muhammad Iman Mia, Muhammad Rabi, Irfan Ahmed Rafi, Kabir Mia Dillon, Rafiqul Islam, and Muhammad Faisal, who is going to be bowling his medium pace later on. So they look to be quite a compact side at the moment, and they are a side who will go out there and give their 100%, play their best. They may not have the most talented cricketers around, but they are a side you can bet on giving their 100% and more than that for sure.
So the act of determination is the main talking point here as the openers come out to bat. The amount of intent and ability to find the right tempo into the innings in T10 cricket. 3 overs where there will be only 2 fielders outside the 30-yard circle, and that will give the luxury to the batters to go for the big booming shots early on. It's a matter of managing 60 deliveries, and first 18s are important one.
Yeah, and Devinder, it seems that Sprite Cricket Stars have gone with the option of aggression and brains, so to say, because Sunil is somebody who will go after the bowling from the word go, and Ganesh on the other end is more of a conventional batsman who would try to play with a straight bat, and he would try to get the scoreboard ticking early on, get some singles, get up strike. So safety at one end and aggression the other.
It's a nice combination to have. Strike rotation and then giving or feeding strike to the man who is feeling comfortable about stroking the ball. How he feels on the given day as well. That will be important too. This time he lifts the ball away through the onside. He has got it over the top of the fielder. Might not go to the boundary, so there will be a couple of runs here. Good start, runs straight away.
Yeah, nice flick of the wrist there by Armagan. That ball slightly coming into him, and a whip of the wrist going over that fine leg fielder and earning a couple of runs. the kind of start they would have hoped for, I guess. And comes Saif. This time it was a bit short, moving away from the batsman. Beaten comprehensively. You would see with Ganesh that he uses his feet quite well, tries to get to the pitch of the ball, and plays along the carpet most of the time.
We have seen already in this tournament, they got the man at mid-off and mid-on, up in the circle, straight. And that's the area that they target more often than not to get boundaries away early on. This time he flicks the ball beautifully through the onside, but straight into the hands of the fielder. They are jubilant here, celebrating this moment of getting early breakthrough in the first over. Straight into the hand. Very well timed stroke, but the fielder did not make any mistake in accepting that catch.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a loose shot, to be honest, because there was a fieldsman out there. If he was going to go aerial, then better go full Monty. He just timed that delivery, and it was always going to be a risk where the fielder placed at that deep mid-wicket position, straight down his throat, and he'd be really disappointed. I'm still surprised. The next batsman in is Adnan, I guess. Adnan is a brilliant batsman as well, but no signs of Hamad. And Hamad, I feel, is probably the pick of the batsman. Somebody who I thought probably could have opened the batting here for Sprite Cricket Stars.
Match number 7 of the competition, day number 4. Lovely evening here, pleasant evening, sporting Sunday evening here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium in Doha. Early breakthrough after winning the toss and deciding to bowl first. They've been able to strike early in the first over. Adnan is the new batter in.
He can certainly hit the long ball, Adnan, if he gets in. Steven Strang this time wavered down the leg side. He was looking for a single, a bit of yes and no. And there's a direct hit. The umpire will have to wait for his signal. Not out. A bit of indecision early on. A bit of pressure. That's what a wicket can do, early wicket. I think Sunil really needs to settle down, recollect himself, forget about the wicket. Just feel the ball coming onto the bat. Tick it around for a couple of singles, perhaps.
Slip, man at the backward point, cover an extra cover in position. This time he lets one go. It's a wide signal by the umpire. He's bowling at good pace, but the direction is missing.
Some Muhammad Naseem. This time it was a bit wide. Muhammad Naseem would exercise his arms once again. He's been one of our most entrusted umpires in this tournament. Has been umpiring from the word go and has made some really wise decisions.
The search continues to find the right areas to operate in the lines. This time he hits the ball through the offside and it will travel to the boundary for all the way. It's gone all the way for a 6. It looked like it was a mistimed stroke, but it traveled all the way.
Can earn you half a dozen.
Little bit of a spongy bounce resulting in that leading edge. This time gets the length right. Batsman taking his eyes off the ball. 11 for 1. So they've been able to take early wicket, but still conceding 11 runs from the first over. Third man and man at the square position on the boundary. This time heaves the ball through the offside. He gets it over the top of the fielder and brilliant effort pulling the ball back, and good relay work here.
Well, these Bengal Tigers, they're little dynamites. They will throw themselves around in the field, and that was an example of it. They play with a lot of zeal and passion and commitment, and we saw on that occasion how that fielder on point chased down that delivery, sprinted towards it, and then slide to recover the ball and gather it and throw it back in. Excellent piece of play.
12 for 1 from the first over on betting paradise under lights here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium. The afternoon was hot, but now evening has become quite cool here. Cool breeze blowing across the ground, giving the cooling effect to the players, an enjoyable experience for the players to come out under lights. It's a different kind of feeling altogether. The level of concentration goes up when you're exposed to this kind of atmosphere.
Ideal conditions, I would say, for cricket, as you said. What do we hope for? Play in. Not a cloud in the sky. The temperature just about right.
Also the humidity around 23%, ideal for getting some movement in the air.
Cricket stars, batsmen. They are
Any sporting activities is a celebration of human spirit, the purity that they experience in this holy month of Ramadan with slip in position. This time he works the ball behind the square. The fine leg is running across. Can he get there? This is a brilliant work, man, from the mid-wicket position. Running towards his right-hand side. And the effort has been applauded by the bowler as well.
He's a very clever.
I like the tempo in this innings. The focus has been on getting the timing right rather than trying to rush into the stroke. Third man is up in the circle. Excellent delivery.
Right up in the block.
Looking to work the ball through the onside. This must have come off the pads there. Leg by will be signaled from the umpire.
Yeah, I think that was.
At the toss, he was talking about getting beyond 100 total. Straight to the fielder. Chance! Needed a direct hit.
To swing their arms and get off the hook. So quite a tiny over under the circumstances.
Here the breeze is blowing from right to left, so he's basically bowling into the breeze. No matter, he's getting some movement. Brilliant work from the keeper. They lost the wicket early in the first over, but still they've been able to collect 17 for 1. They're stroking the ball at the rate of 8.50 runs per over. Bangla Tigers winning the toss and surprisingly making that decision of bowling first under lights here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium. Kanan is betting on 9 of 5. Adnan is on to 2 of 4. Have to be careful about the number of extra runs conceded the other day made the big difference in the outcome eventually.
Particularly safe. He's got a it's a bit of a miss and hit.
Point and deep square leg. This time strokes it hard.
For your ankle to a ball hit as hard as that, it could result in a serious injury. And as a captain and one of the main players of Bangla Tigers, you don't want to risk yourself sitting out on the bench.
The focus has been on getting the ball to time. This was the only stroke played in fury. Fierce intent into stroke making. It was hit with tremendous power. 18 for 1, and the pitch, the same pitch where they're playing the game number 7, has been playing quite well. It is getting better and better. Slip and third man up in the circle. Fine leg is also very, very fine up in the circle. Bounce, it's gone over the top up keeper and away to the boundary. Might not reach there. Couple of runs for the taking.
Well, that's what I was talking about. Keeper for a couple of buys and the wide to go with it, so he's got to compose himself. Yeah.
Works the ball behind square. Lovely timing. The batters will be through for 2. Talking about this pitch, if you assess the pitch carefully, we'll find that most of the batters getting out to a short pitch deliveries because of that spongy bounce that they've been getting consistently. No wonder. We have already seen plenty of wickets of the short deliveries that will also bounced, a typical New Zealand pitch.
Come back to that in a bit.
Still persisting with the same field. Again beaten. Outside the off stump and ball moving further away from the batter.
Yeah, and bit of one or other shorter length.
Gets it over the top of the third man and away to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, give it everything.
This is a shot which was effectively used by Tendulkar and Sehwag against South Africa in their test match on Virendra Sehwag's debut. Bloemfontein getting century on debut. Tendulkar getting 153 against the likes of Elworthy, Sean Pollock and Anthony. Shot was used judiciously and quite effectively by Tendulkar in that series. Excellent play, playing with the soft hand and taking 2 more runs, converting 1 into 2. Good presence of mind from the batters and also clarity about their game plan. 27 for 1.
Work it away with your wrists or arms, and there's no surprise it was used in South Africa, where the ball jags around quite a lot and comes with consistent pace and bounce.
Also, the shot of the century was stroked against Pakistan, if you could remember. Shoaib Akhtar versus Tendulkar at Centurion Park. Beautiful strike. It has to go all the way for a 6. It has gone indeed. Good professional approach to the game of cricket here from Sprite Cricket Stars. 35 for 1. The short selection. This time it goes over the top. Will land in no man's land. The batter should be through for 2. The strike rotation, the emphasis has been on getting the timing right. Whenever the opportunity was presented, was taken care of quite easily and quite effectively as well. It's good organized play from Sprite Cricket Stars so far in this innings. 37 for 1.
This time it was wide outside the off stump. He's played it away through the extra cover region, and that ball will fairly race away for a boundary. Sheer power, that.
Well, extra cover drive, lofted extra cover drive has become a norm these days, but this shot, this is on his knees and smacking the ball through the extra cover for 4. Powerfully struck. .98 of 75. Pulled away in front of square on the onside, and it has been pulled back as well. 2 more runs. Field restrictions lifted. 5 fielders allowed outside the 30-yard circle. 2 on the offside, 3 on the onside. Shot. It's gone up in the air. This should be caught. This should be caught, and it is caught indeed. Wicket found at a time when they were taking the game away from the opposition's reach. Kannan goes for 24 of just 11 at the strike rate of 218. And the wicket found at a time when it looked like they were taking the game away from the opposition's reach. 43 for 2 now after 3.5 overs. 6 and 4 already from this over, and wicket as well.
In his style, he's got that. He obviously takes after him, and admires him quite a lot. I've seen him bat in the nets as well as in matches, and you will see he resembles quite a lot with the Aussie captain.
Works the ball through the onside. Was that off the pad? We'll have to wait for a signal from the umpire. Leg by will be the signal from the umpire. So 43 for 2. Sunil Alexander here to come out to bat. They are in a very good position at the moment, 44 for 2 after 4 overs. More changes there in the field. The captain will have the luxury, but we haven't seen the spinners so far in this contest. The spinners were quite successful the other day, taking plenty of wickets, bowling game-changing spells as well, persisting with the medium pace. This time pulled away in front of a square on the onside, and he has bisected the field to great effect for 4.
Cut that one off.
Not far away from the man at the mid-wicket region, inside the circle. Now he has been posted back on the boundary at the mid-wicket position. This time looking for a booming shot through the offside. He's beaten again with a responsive bounce.
I think that's
Just because of the responsive bounce, uppercut can be a better option. Beaten again is that there was some deviation, but it looks like that was the movement of the seam that took the ball away.
yeah, also Devinder, I think. Point.
Pulled away, not quite getting the timing right. Has been a little bit of struggle against the bouncing ball. At the same time, deliveries around the 4th or 5th stump.
Yeah, I think, and the pitch.
An excellent over so far, just conceding 5 runs. Can he finish the over well? Arif is beaten also with a responsive bounce.
We can, and this time though, he
An excellent over, just 6 coming from it. 50 is up after 5 overs, 50 for 2. Adnan is betting on 15 or 14. Arif on 1 of 2 here on the outskirts of Doha, the Asian Town Cricket Stadium, not far away from that industrial area. And 50 for 2. An international venue, recently hosting Afghanistan versus Netherlands, ICC One Day Super League.
yeah, gorgeous venue. You can see it's been well rolled, lush green outfield. The facilities are outstanding. You've got some great seating around the stadium, VIP arrangements. Not a better place to play cricket on, I guess.
The kind of facilities here, Qatar cricket should have been at a higher level already. Imagine players from Afghanistan and Nepal whether the ground conditions are not so good, but still they've been able to play at the higher level.
Finally, a spinner poured into the attack. It's a great platform for some of these youngsters to
Good evening, Raza. 50 up in the fifth over. Good evening to all of viewers as well who are tuning into this live broadcast. Good start here for Sprite Cricket Stars. They've taken their chances. They've been bold in the middle. Played some attractive shots. Put into bat. They've responded well. Not a bad toss to lose here for Sprite.
5.3 overs. And this time Adnan tries to heave that ball, goes straight to the square leg fielder. Will only be one. Yes, I think they'll be relatively happy at this stage, Mikhail. But remember, 1 or 2 good overs here from Bengal Tigers, and we could see the equation changing very quickly.
Absolutely, we've seen the momentum just change so quickly in a matter of deliveries. Adnan has looked good, almost a runner ball 16. Arif just digging that out, almost yorked himself in the process. The big hits have dried up ever since the slow ball bowlers have come in. 100 is what both the teams were looking at the toss. I did speak to both the captains. The bowling captain, Bangla Tigers, saying that we would like to restrict them to 100, and the batting captain, Sunil, saying we'd like to get somewhere above 100. That seems to be the par score.
Both sides. Oh well, this time he's kited high up in the air. Well, he got his hands to it, that fielder, at an extra cover, but couldn't quite hang on to it. A lucky break here for the Sprite Cricket Stars.
And a very fine over by Abdus as well, conceding only 5 runs. Now that shot kept everyone interested. The batter, the bowler, the fielder, and in the process, they managed to take 2 runs. You have to take your chances in this format. And you also have to grab your chances.
Have a look at that scorecard again. 24 of 11. I think it was Sunil Alexander who was batting, who was opening the batting. Yet to come. It was the Mudaran who batted initially, and he scored 24 of 11 deliveries, provided the kind of impetus they needed early on in the innings. And then Adnan has scored 18, but he's not really been able to break the shackles and break free. 18 of 16 deliveries. He needs to up the ante. Arif has just come and he's played 6 deliveries, just 3. So they need to move on at this stage, that's for sure.
Oh, cheeky over here. Just trying to outsmart the bowler, but not quite executing it. Arif is trying everything he can at the moment, but not able to middle the ball. Just trying to play the most innovative shot we've seen in the shortest format in recent years. Call it the scoop or call it the swivel. But when you don't execute it, it's not so good on the eyes.
Chosen to go straight down the ground and has found the gap as well. He will roll away for a boundary, so a good presence of mind is shown by the batsman there. Change. both phases of the bat, you're always in a better chance to score runs with that option.
Oh yes, when you can score so freely and so handsomely in front of the wicket, you don't need to look at other options. This time he once again goes for that scoop over the wicket-keeper's head. Once again fails in doing so. Yes, the temptation of playing such shots will always be there. But just after you've played one over the bowler's head, Raza, would you really want to fancy another shot over the wicket-keeper's head?
Most times, if you were thinking of scoring a boundary safely, but then going back to something that hadn't worked was completely understandable.
That's a bye that'll come, a welcome bye for the batting side. Now Arif has had a mixed bag of an innings in the middle. He's hit a good 4, but then he's missed out on a couple of deliveries. His strike rate is below the 100 mark. He needs to give more strike to Adnan, who spent enough time. There's enough wickets in the kitty at the moment. There's a lot of fuel in the tank.
He's got the shots in the book, we all know that, but it's a question of shot selection. On that occasion, though, Adnan beautifully bisecting that gap between the point and the cover fielder. Nobody moved, and 4 more it is.
Exquisite drive. It's the placement and a lot of timing behind it as well. He's looking in sublime touch, and if he can play those along the carpet, he'll be doing a world of good to his confidence and the total as well in the middle. Very fine shot. He's looking good right now. 22 in 17. Gives the charge this time. Plays it towards the extra cover region for a single. So it's been a productive over here for the batting side.
I think that's the length, though, Mikhail, that I feel has struggled. Just about at that good length. He hasn't quite been able to get on top of it. Anything.
Skyscrapers here, they began well thanks to Damodar. The first, third and fourth overs, wonderful. They made good use of the power play. They had a little bit of a lull in the 5th and 6th, but after that they once again accelerated. And after 7 overs, 65 for 2, they'd want to believe they can get to 100. And that'll be a very, very good total if they can set. Remember, not many teams chasing have won so far in the tournament. Out of the 6 games played in the last 3 days, 5 teams have won batting first. Abdus to continue. Goes big, does not quite connect it. They've been eyeing that mid-wicket region.
He went last time and he got a boundary, and this time he was able to lift it over the head of that deep long on fielder and earned himself half a dozen. Well, that's what you got to do, kid.
This is great counter-attack, good use of the feet, brought in the strength that he had in the forearms and goes over the cow corner region. This is very fine cricket by Sprite Cricket Stars. Once again shuffling in the crease and has decided to play in the mid-wicket region. He'll fetch a single, but you can sense the aggression now coming out of both these batters. They've realized it's time to tee off.
I like the way he's moving. To see the replay to determine how good that fielding effort was. It was straight to him, really. Should have been stopped. Sloppy piece of work at the boundary.
They have been very sharp in the field this evening, Bangla Tigers. One odd slip up at the moment, otherwise they have been very, very good. But let me tell you what, Adnan is so good off his legs. He flicks it extremely well. Goes big this time and he's connected it even better into the ropes, into the stands. And the umpires have some work to do. He's looked so impressive. I know this boy, he works very hard each day in the nets. And he's bringing all of that today and implementing it. Wonderful shot. Never easy to play a left-arm orthodox spinner against the turn and hit him over mid-wicket. But he's done it with sublime ease.
Station that they made off, but a bit of a fumble and they come back for the second in quick time. So really good cricket by the two batsmen, seizing the initiative.
Very smart cricket, very sensible. You talk about the big hits, but look at the eagerness to complete the single, be alert and look for the two. Have liked the way Sprite has approached this innings of theirs. 8 gone, 85 for 2.
Over the Bengal Tigers, but he turned out to be quite expensive as well. 12.50 his economy rate. The pick of the bowlers was Mohammad Faisal. He's bowled 1 over and only given away 6 runs. And when I saw Mohammad Faisal bowling, he bowled lots of those balls around the off stump, and he's back in the attack. And once again, a bit short, but this time it was on the leg stump, and Arif has been able to find the gap, and it will be yet another boundary.
Very good shot under pressure. Let me tell you, he was giving the charge, but picked the length early and dispatched that behind square leg for a 4. This is very good attacking cricket displayed by Sprite cricket stars. And they're inching and now looking good to get past that 100-run mark. 11 legal deliveries left. Mohammad Faisal under pressure, conceding a boundary of the first ball. Shuffling in the crease once again. Has he got a glove to it? But look at Adnan in the process. He had taken off.
He's sharp. Any opportunity that comes his way, even on that occasion, there was a hint of opportunity and he was quick to pounce onto that. Presence of mind, experience.
The running between wickets, very impressive. Picked up through the mid-wicket region in the vacant area, and it goes for another boundary. It's raining boundaries out here in the death, and Sprite are showing the thirst for more runs.
Helped it on its way, flick of the wrist, picked his spot, found the gap, and Adnan, he's looking hungrier for more Sprite, I guess.
He looks so impressive, so good off his feet this evening. He's not missed out on the scoring opportunities each time. The ball has been bowled into his pads. 40 of 22, a very, very vital innings he's played. Looking for that big swing, not able to connect that. Coming in at number 3, Adnan has played the sheet anchor role. .96 for 2 after 9. This is a very fine partnership as well. 42 coming from the bat of Adnan, 18 from Arif, and 53 have been scored in only 31 deliveries. Now this is what you call a very strong batting effort by a team largely aided by Adnan's stay in the middle, his scoring rate, and the manner in which he's compiled and accelerated this innings of his, and Arif as well. He's played some very handsome shots.
Yes. 53 this partnership, and we've seen a bit of everything in this partnership. We've seen fours, sixes, quick singles, couples, ingredients of what makes for a really fine partnership.
I'll tell you what, this is a good score. Though Bangla Tigers captain Saif Kandekar stated somewhere on 100 is what they want to restrict them at, but we've seen many teams unable to chase down the three-figure mark. Again gives that particular swivel over there, movement in the crease, shy at the stumps from both the sides, and in the end they also capitalize and take another run. Comedy of errors, and I must say this is audacious running for a change.
It's not an easy target to chase down, as we've noticed in this tournament. This time was a bit short beat, and I look at the presence of mind from Adnan. He was off. Oh well, it could be a run out, but Adnan was off as soon as the ball was delivered from the hands of the bowler. Arif a bit. Look where Adnan was. You could have mancated him there.
Oh yes, certainly. The presence of mind of the wicketkeeper though coming into play this time around. Smart of him to throw it to the bowler because he realized he was not finding it on target while trying to hit the striker's end. No harm done at all in this. That's because Arif and Adnan have done the job. They had to go for glory in practically every delivery. They need as many runs, and Adnan is on strike at the moment. That's the good thing for Sprite.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why he ran for. That's the reason why he ran to that other end. He wanted to strike for himself. Really wanted to face those four deliveries. Again, a hallmark of a batsman who is an experienced campaigner. He knows he's striking the ball well. He feels confident in his ability to hit the ball, and he wants to strike.
Tony makes his way to the middle. That's because Arif has just been run out in the final over. 4 deliveries left. Sprite 98 for 3. Adnan has held this innings for them, and he's accelerated and shifted gears at will. He's played some very attractive shots in the middle as well. The running between wickets too has been very impressive. Can they finish on a high and get some big hits in the last 4 deliveries? Mohammad with a wicket in his second delivery will be eager to just keep things tight.
Outside the off stump if they want to restrict his short play. But anything down there, he is going to have a go straight to the fielder though, not being able to time it.
Oh yes, throwing their bats at virtually everything that's thrown at them at this point in time. You talk about the lengths, it's the hard lengths in the T10 format that really keep batsmen on the back foot. We've seen a couple of deliveries being bowled from the back of the length. Played towards backward point. They'll steal another single.
Yeah, that was the length I was talking about. Sloppy cricket, really. The umpire is signaling that it was ball was dead when they decided to run for the second, and it probably was because the bowler had collected the ball. But a bit too ambitious there on that occasion of not trying to scamper back for the second once again.
You can be cheeky, but at times the umpire is smarter. We understand the enthusiasm of getting the extra run each time. Adnan is a busy cricketer. Oh, he's played it. That's a one-handed hit. That's gone high up in the air, and it goes the distance as well. Adnan is batting like a dream in the middle. What a shot that is. One-handed full extension of that left arm, and that has sailed into the cow corner region. Frame it. That's because it's a shot of the evening.
Well, I've seen Rishabh Pant play that shot a few times, and this was quite reminiscent of him, that's for sure. Not too far away from how he plays it. It's not the easiest shot to play in the book. Oh, he's hit that straight. I think he's gone the distance as well. He's finished this innings off in style. And signaling towards his teammates here in enthusiasm. Just an ideal way to finish off that innings. Timed more than anything else. And he's signed off in style.
Adnan, you beauty. He creamed that over the long off region. And he ends with a flourish as the Sprite Cricket Stars finish on 1-1-2 for 3 in their 10 overs. This is a very fine batting effort, largely aided by one man in the middle who played an innings of his life. 55 in only 29 deliveries. Adnan Mohammad is a star in the batting performance here. Nicely supported by Damodaran early on. They stitched a very fine partnership. And then, of course, with Arif later, another 50-run partnership ensured that Stars, the Sprite Cricket Stars, get to 1-1-2 in their 10 overs.
Absolutely. We'll have a look at the bowling card. Not much to write home about there. Most of the bowlers, really expensive set. Top of the card there. Economy rate of 12, leading by 24 runs, just the 1 wicket there. Good bowlers. Gave away 25 runs in his 2 overs. Come back and haunt them later on. The match summary: Sprite Cricket Stars and their 10 overs, scoring 112 for 3. Adnan, the star of the show, of course, for Sprite Cricket Stars, scoring 55 of 29 deliveries. Hanan got them off to a really good start with his 24 of 11 deliveries, and Arif contributing with 18 as well.
A towering performance there with the bat. 102, 1-1-2 for 2. Mohammad Adnan, 55, pulverized the bowling attack with his aggressive style of play. And this means that there's hard work to do when Bangla Tigers come out to bat. That's because they'll have to score over 10 and over when they need to get 1-1-3. It's match on, ladies and gentlemen. The chase on the other side.
The match on.
Welcome back to the Asian Town Cricket Stadium for the chase here. Match number 7 on day number 4. Bangla Tigers winning the toss and deciding to bowl first, conceding 112 for 3 in 10 overs with his run rate of 1120. And it's been an excellent batting effort from Adnan Mohammed in particular, getting this half century, second half century in the tournament. A brilliant display in the batting department, getting a blistering half century to provide the impetus to the innings to take it well beyond 100. 112 is going to be a competitive score on this wicket here. The pitch is very good for batting, and the chasing side also stand a chance of registering a win from this situation as well. They got slip in position. Abdul is warming up to bowl the first over from the far end. In the commentary box, I'm Devendra. With me is Mikhail Vaswani. Good evening, Mikhail, and quite a play in the batting department in the first innings, Adnan in particular.
Very good evening, Devendra. Good evening to all of viewers as well. Oh yes, Mohammad Adnan just batted out of his skin this evening. Not able to time that one. Devendra, 1-1-3. If you're in the dugout while chasing, what will be going through your mind?
Well, looking at the surface, 113 can be scored. It's about how they face the innings. Good start is key. A fiery start in the first 3 overs will set the tone. Do not lose wicket. Spend time at the crease and look to hit at least 2 boundaries from each over. That should be the target. A bit of swing. Get some movement early on with the new ball. It's a breezy evening as well. The breeze is blowing across the ground from right to left, and he's bowling with the breeze.
And that's not a bad ploy to begin with a gentle medium pacer. Sometimes pace on the ball helps in the power play overs. So Abdul is just keeping it tight and just getting the ball to move around. Once again, a hint of movement. You could see that late movement, shape on it, beating the batter.
Control is key. It's not about just going with a big pace. It's about utilizing the conditions. It's ideal condition for getting the ball to move around, and he's been able to get some movement in the air as well. And his length has been impeccable so far, not giving the length to the batsman to drive, and neither to cut it away, and attacking the stumps as well.
Oh, slow this time through the air. He's been picked up. Fielder coming underneath. This can be taken as well. A little late to get underneath that one. He should have given the charge and attacked the ball there. They'll complete 2 runs. It was in the air for a very long time. Batsman survives.
Not to the pitch of the ball. Looking to whack it into the breeze. It's a strong breeze here. Tossed up a little bit of movement as well. Getting from the toe end of the bat, and it went up in the air for a long, long time. It was a tough challenge for the fieldsman coming in there. A valiant effort. You have to give credit to the fielder.
May have also banged his head on the ground on impact. Good to see him back on his feet. Almost a half chance there for Sprite. Bangla Tigers will have to take their chances as well.
Brilliant first over so far.
Looks to go for that wild swing, and it's a miss again. That's much better. He does it better once he's rehearsing it, not while playing it.
He's operating with 6-3 fieldsman at the long on position. Mid-wicket inside the circle and fine leg inside the circle as well, and it's getting the ball to move. There's a clear game plan of taking the ball away from the right-hand batter, and he's bowling around the 4th stump and taking it further away from the right-hander.
Slap shot towards mid-off. Very fine over this by Abdul. He's conceded only 3 runs in the first over. They still need to knock off another 110, and at the moment they are up against a very big challenge that's been posed at them.
Ideal swing-friendly conditions, and he has been able to find the ideal length to bowl on this wicket. At the same time, the pace that he's bowling at is bowling with a lot of control and movement as well.
They were a little surprised today, the captain winning the toss, Bangla Tigers, and bowling first, when the records from the last 6 games suggest that 5 teams batting first have gone on to win. Just got me surprised.
They want to experiment the thing it too. They could have been forced with that option of changing. Sometimes they just want to take the gamble. Maybe they thought that they believe in the batting unit. They wanted to put the batting unit under pressure rather than the bowlers.
What a spectacle this has been, an initiative by the Qatar Cricket Association to give the domestic cricketers an opportunity to catapult their careers to the next level. There's a lot of cricket lined up in the Qatar cricket calendar, and it has begun with the T10 Ramadan Cup.
Slammed away straight to the fielder. Plenty of cricket coming up, and opportunity for these players who participate in this tournament. Total of 16 teams, so almost representation from every community, from every cricket club, and that's a fair representation for a state association or for a nation association to have the representation from everyone, from all communities into this competition.
Goes for the big head, drifting down leg, fine leg up in the circle. That'll win the race. 4 free runs coming in, very ordinary bowling. Make that 5 with that wide also signalled. Kannan was very impressive with the bat, but he'll have to ensure that he puts in an all-round performance. I've been pretty impressed with the captaincy of Sunil Alexander as well as Sprite. He has a long on and long off in place.
It was drifting down the leg side. It's a challenge because it's a stiff breeze. He's bowling into the breeze. Sometimes he'll lose the radar and he's struggling a bit. It's a challenge for the bowler to bowl into the breeze. Shot with the breeze. Flat strike. It's a 6.
Oh, he got underneath that one. Once again, very gentle in pace, and it was in the slot. He drilled that one over long on. Got to the pitch of it. This is a release shot, and this will ease the nerves in the dugout as well.
They needed this kind of effort after an excellent first over. Beaten. Better length this time around.
You got to bowl the hard length, so you're just back of the length. And with that hint of movement, most batters preferring to go against the line, play across. There's always a tendency to find an edge. Good comeback here by Kannan. He'll have to maintain that shape.
Searching for early wicket. Pulled away. It's gone high up in the air. There is a fielder. There is a fielder but couldn't judge it. 3 fieldsmen converging. And chance for run out at a non-striker end. Should be able to do it quite easily. Eventually the wicket is found in form of run out.
Very smart work by Mohammad Adnan once again. He ran with the ball and dislodged the bails. Presence of mind has to be kept in focus over here. The ball falling in between 3 to 4 fielders. Both the batsmen stranded at the striker's end, and look at Adnan, takes his time, and yes, they know they have one big wicket here, and they are celebrating. Sprite Cricket Stars strike early, pressure back on the chasing side.
Adnan is having a field day today. 15 for no wicket after 1.3 overs. Kabir Mihad on to 8 of 7. Saif is batting on 2 of 2. 15 for 1 now as Saif is out, run out.
That's the last thing you want at the chasing side, to end up putting yourself in trouble through a run out. Suicidal. Almost out with a catch, survive that, and then they run themselves out.
Catastrophe. They got slip in position. The man at the short third man, backward point, man in the covers, extra cover and long off on the offside. And he's bowling from long run up. Can he find one more wicket here? Pulled away, gets it over the top of the fine leg up in the circle. It might not travel to the boundary, but opportunity for batters to complete 2 more runs.
They've left with no option here, the chasing side. They're throwing the bats at everything at the moment. But what's good with Sprite is they're maintaining a very tidy line, aiming to minimize the extras and making the batters earn their runs in the middle. Kabir and Mohammad Imon need to construct this chase and stitch a very vital partnership, and that too at a brisk rate. Slip still in place. It's been a lengthy over by Kannan.
Stroked away. Straight to the man on the boundary. Another wicket.
Arumugam with that catch at long on. He's a safe pair of hands and he will not miss out on those. Wicket number 2 falls in the very same over. Bangla Tigers in deep trouble this time, getting the toe end of the bat. Didn't quite get the distance on it, and Arumugam very nicely taken, and he knows they have an advantageous situation now after getting 2 wickets in that 1 over. What a start here for Sprite Cricket Stars.
Kabir, the batsman, out for 11 of 10. 18 for 2 after 2 overs. Russell Aslam is betting on not. MD Amon is betting on not as well. 2 new batsmen at the crease. Need to stroke the ball at the rate of 11.88. .95 to win from 8. Needing 11.88 runs per over in order to win this contest under lights here at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium.
Quick single towards cover, soft hands there. Was looking to play big. Lot of panic right now in the dugout of Bangla Tigers. 94 still to get in 47 deliveries. This is looking extremely difficult at the moment. Even as Sprite Cricket Stars keep things very simple in the middle, and it's an attacking field still, kept by the captain Sunil Alexander. 3rd over in progress, slip still in place.
Right and left hand combination at the crease. Got slip in position. 3rd man is still up in the circle. Man at the cover point. Now pushing the fielder back on the boundary, the sweeper position. Man from the mid wicket from the boundary is coming inside the circle. Long on. In place as well.
Plays it over the backward point region. It's the vacant area. That'll run away for a 4. Much needed shot this time. The restrictions are still in. The field is up. And once you go over the fielder, it's always going to be a 4.
Awareness about the field placement, giving room to himself, and there was a conscious effort to lift it over the top of the man at the point. They had the man in place at the sweeper position on the offside, but the placement was really good. Just delaying his shot and getting it over the top of the backward point and down to the boundary for 4.
Nicely bowled, the stamp curving into the left-handed batter. There was movement here for Abdul, but nicely dug out as well in the end.
Setting the tone of the innings with excellent first over. Despite conceding boundary, he's bowling accurately. Abdul is getting some movement as well. He's bowling with the breeze. So a little bit of extra pace. Right and left hand combination. Now slip in position for Russell as well.
Slip in place, 89 to get. Sprite attacking, but it's Bangla who'll need to attack. again, just slower through the air, gentle floater, bowled around the corridor of uncertainty. Not a bad ploy at all. I'll still rely on the medium paces. We saw a lot of them in England, the Mark Elam era, all coming in and just hurrying with their 6 balls and getting in those nice floaters, Devinder.
Paul Collingwood as well, extremely successful in English conditions. Jonathan Trott as well, beaten again. The length has been immaculate and he's getting movement.
Yes, and he's not trying to do anything different, bowling within his limitation, just keeping things tight. Captain Sunil Alexander, very impressive today with his field positions. He has had a good measure of things in the middle. There's a long on in place, there's a sweeper cover. Final delivery of the power play, giving the charge once again. That late hint of movement away from the right-handed batter. Top over after conceding a 4. He's come back well. 6 coming off it, 3 gone. It's 24 for 2.
All the great cricketers talk about self-awareness and self-knowledge about the game, about your own game plan as well, and that's what he's been able to put across the line at the moment, knowing that he does not have the extra pace and hitting the right areas, getting the ball to move around, outswing, outswing and outswing. Did not bring any alteration as far as the nature of delivery is concerned. Kept bowling the ball away from the right-hander. 112 for 3, 24 for 2 Bangla Tigers in the chase.
Yes, I just get the impression that has the decision at the toss backfired, because more often than not you win toss, you win the match in this contest so far. That's what we've seen. At least the law of averages have stated.
Also the liberty that they get when they bat first, they can plan accordingly. If they lose too many wickets, they can change their game plan, but no chance when you're chasing. There's this constant scoreboard pressure of getting the boundaries away in every over. Couple of dot balls and it creates unnecessary pressure on the mind of the batters.
So the field is spread out as the power play has completed. There's a long on, long off in place, a cow corner, a backward square leg, and a fielder at sweeper cover as well. So only 1 inside the circle on the leg side, that's behind point, and 3 on the offside. Nicely bowled once again into the left-handed batter, just cramping him for room.
There's a focus on cramping the batsman with 3 fieldsmen on the boundary on the onside, 1 at the square leg, 1 mid-wicket and long on as well. And it's a conscious plan. It's about curtailing the boundary. That's why they got 3 fielders in there. He's giving nothing away to the left-hand batter. Good control against right and left-hand combination, adjusting, and that's true when you're bowling into the breeze.
And this is where either Russell Assalam or Mohammad Iman need to decide who will take the attack against the opposition over here. At the moment, both of them have looked very, very cautious, tentative. They've not been able to take off. Swing and a miss, and in the process, that's bowled wide of the batter.
He's getting a lot of movement. He started well. In normal conditions, when he's not getting that much of exaggerated swing, would have been fine, but that ball swung exaggeratedly and hence going away from the right-hand batter was signaled as a wide as well. But excellent bowling in the 3 power play overs. It's just only 2 fielders allowed outside the 30-yard circle. Pulled away on the onside. They got the fielder there. Will get a single.
That almost carried to the square leg fielder. Good enough for him. He didn't time it well. That could have easily landed in his hands. This equation getting even more difficult with each passing ball. Singles will not take the Bangla Tigers home. And at the moment they need 86 from 34 deliveries. Their asking rate at 12 per over. Something has to give way here for the Bangla Tigers.
Can he generate a boundary in this over? How many? At least 2 boundaries. That's what they are searching for. From round the wicket to left and batter. This time again attacking the pads. He's bowling full. And he's attacking the pads as well, and he's been successful so far in this over. Single, then a wide, and then a single again. Continuing to apply pressure on the batter's boundaries. tough thing to achieve at the moment.
The going seems to be very tough for the Bangla Tigers. Very tidy and disciplined bowling effort as well. Once again, angling into the left-handed batter. Imon unable to get rid of this. Another very fine bowling effort here by Kannan. He may have been costly in that first over of his, but he's come back very well.
Knowing the strength and weakness of a player is one thing, but executing the game plan, devising a game plan, and then executing the game plan in given situation. He has been excellent in this over, Kannan.
On a surface like this, that is giving everybody a chance. The moment the batting side gets 100 plus, the chasing side plays catch up. Wild swing, nowhere close to the pitch of the ball, and this means that another over goes without a boundary, at least at the moment. In singles, they've been negotiating.
Play the preoccupied shots, premeditated shots when you need something extra, and that's what he's trying to do, get a boundary. Team is precariously placed at the moment, 28 for 2. Can he finish the over with a boundary or wicket for the bowler?
Very poor execution there. Nowhere close to the pitch of the ball, but it's the length and the line that Kannan has adopted outside the off stump. And a very, very tidy over comes to an end. Only 4 runs coming off it. After 4, it's 28 for 2. Something has to change for the Bangla Tigers if they have to create an opportunity of getting home.
The glorious looking Asian Town Cricket Stadium in Doha, Qatar, hosting QCA T10 Ramadan Cup 2022. In the chase, MT batting on 7 of 5. Russell is batting on 2 of 7. Not the kind of start that they were looking for coming into the chase. Abdul Qadir in 2 overs giving away 9 runs, 1 for 19 in 2 overs for Kannan.
That economy of 4.5, Abdul Qadir stating how difficult run scoring has been for the chasing side. They are playing catch up at the moment, 85 and 30, and the asking rate is just climbing. Tony Archer introduced into the attack. Early days for him, but has shown a lot of promise. And Sprite Cricket Stars looking a very good side, a complete side this evening. Oh, that a shot, and just quicker once again. They're just playing the wrong lengths. And that's been the problem this evening with Bangla Tigers.
Shaping for a short pitch delivery, not quite sure whenever they're pitching it up or bowling in that area where they can't adjust on this surface where there is a little bit of spongy bounce available.
Plays that to outside the stumps. That could be close. A direct hit, and he would have been gone in the process. They steal another run for the throw. That extra run. Nobody backing up there.
Sprites in driving seat at the moment, 30 for 2 in 4.2 overs. The current run rate is 6.92. Long way to go from this situation. Beaten again, though it's a wide ball.
In all of it, they may have 8 wickets in hand, Bangla Tigers, but they're just not looking that team which can chase down 113 at least this evening. Captain Saif Khandekar will have to really rejig his plans. Goes big, and he's been castled. You miss, I hit. Between the gap of bat and pad, through the gates, when you play across the line, your percentage of connecting is bare minimal, and the ball striking is more than 100%.
Series of deliveries attacking the stumps. It's going wide of the crease and bringing the ball back into the batsman once again, trying to hit it through the onside, missing the line of the ball comprehensively, and Bales removed. Stumps disturbed. Another wicket found, 31 for 3 at the moment. And I'm on out for 9 of 8, bowled by Tony Archer. In a dominant position, the Sprites at the moment, 31 for 3. They still require 82 runs to win from 5.3 overs at the run rate of 14.91. Will require a miraculous innings from someone to get over the line from this situation in play.
They're up against the walls at the moment, Bangla Tigers, and looks like the Tigers are being tamed at the Asian Town Cricket Stadium. That's because they're losing wickets at regular intervals. Mohammad Rabi still to open his account in this tournament. Nerves for him, he cannot really get his eye in. That's because he has to look for runs from the word go. Tony Archer striking in its very first over.
Subtle change in field there. Man from mid-wicket inside the circle goes on the boundary. Long on, mid-wicket, man at the square leg. Fine leg is up in the circle.
Oh, that takes the outside edge. Easily could have carried shy of the stumps. They steal a single inside the 30-yard circle. Rabi off the mark and not the most convincing fashions, but he'll take it.
It's getting difficult and difficult by every moment. 32 for 3 in 4.4 overs. Good discipline in bowling department. Excellent batsmanship. Adnan in particular getting to his half century. Blistering stroke making in the last couple of overs in the first innings. This time he gets it fine, but straight to the fielder.
And this won't hurt the Sprite Cricket Stars. Singles will just not bother them. The big hits have dried up completely. The fours as well. Hardly any boundaries coming from the bats of Rushell and Rabi, who's just walked in. Devendra, would you endorse attacking in the T10 format when a new batter comes in? This after you're defending 1-1-3.
Basically, if you get the dot balls in there, there will be additional pressure on the batsman to make a mistake. But if you think the batsman is new at the crease and not quite certain about his footwork, that is the time to look for those deliveries where you think that he can nick early on into the innings. This time he works the ball behind square on the onside, and it's gone away to the boundary. It's gone all the way for a 6.
And we just don't understand the ploy adopted by Tony over here. He does not have protection behind square leg. He's coming around the wicket, which means that he's angling it towards the pads. This means that it's always going to be carted for 4. Beg your pardon, that went the distance as well, flatter, and that will help his confidence as Rabi just gets amongst runs. 5 overs gone, it's 39 for 3.
Okay, let's go on for a dinner break, and I'm joined by Raja. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Devendra. 39 for 3 are Bangla Tigers chasing this total of 112. They need 74 or 5 overs, a required run rate, a towering one, 14.80 runs to the over. Adnan comes in the ball, and this was slightly down the leg side, and he's just helped it on its way. Didn't quite have the legs to go to the boundary, but he will scamper back for the second.
They need at least 3 boundaries from the over in order to stay in the hunt in this chase. 2 runs taken off the very first. Can he find a 4 or 6 here? Wide spread field. They got 2 men on the boundary on the offside, one at the sweeper and one at the long off position. If it pitched up, he can hit it over the top of extra cover. Anything short, he has to find a method. This time he gets it over the top of the keeper and down to the boundary. He hasn't got the kind of connection that he needed there to take the ball to the boundary.
Well, I think it's has it run? Yeah, the 4 signal by the umpire. It has run over the boundary row for 4. It doesn't really matter how they come at this stage. Swinging off his hips, getting an outside edge over that short third man, and it just about goes to the boundary.
Down the track, he lifts the ball over, straight to the man. An excellent catch, kept his eyes on the ball. And the catch is taken eventually. Man is sporting the jersey number 17. Taking the catch on the boundary, an excellent one.
Another one bites the dust, and this is turning out to be a collapse of epic proportions. Wasn't really able to time it. It was the back of the hand, slower delivery by Adnan. He's a smart cricketer. He's batted well, fielded well, and now he's showing his skills with the ball. The Bengal Tigers, they're in a spot of bother at the moment. Rashul al-Islam going back for only 9 of 11 deliveries that he faced.
It's becoming difficult and more difficult from this situation. The moment they try to manufacture something to get boundaries away, they throw the wicket away. Slower delivery, hard away through the sweeper region, and they complete 2.
Yeah, that was a good piece of running, but once again Adnan using his experience, slowing down the pace of that ball, forcing the batsman to generate all the pace there, and also excellent line. He's got that fielder patrolling the deep point region, so he can afford to bowl slightly outside that off stump, slower in pace.
Raja, you've been playing cricket actively of late as well. What can the batting team do from here to win?
I think it's a humongous task at the moment and a bit ambitious for them to win, but I think one thing they have to really do is place him out of the box shots. We'll come back to that after this ball. Well, that will help for sure. He's launched that, absolutely launched it, but has it got the distance? No. Well, he hasn't got the distance for his 6, but it does roll over for a boundary after a dropped catch. So that will certainly help Devinder. But I think holistically, there are a few things they need to do. They've got to put the bowlers off their plans, be proactive. I like the way Arif played in his innings. He didn't really score many runs and couldn't really get the execution as right as he would have liked to, but he had the right kind of intent. He'd moved around the crease. We'll come back to that in a bit. Slower delivery and beaten all ends up. So, yeah, just going back to your question once again. Arif's innings was an example of what you need to do, I think. You have to bring out a range of shots that you've got, move around the crease, put the bowlers off their length, read the bowlers' minds as well, try and predict what's coming. For example, in this over we saw Adnan was quite adamant in bowling slower deliveries. So if you can preempt and predict what's coming at you, you can decide your shots and your shot selection accordingly.
Bowling options for the captain from here on. Tony Archer has got 1 over for Adnan as well. Amit Paul to bowl is the first over. So Abdul Qadir has bowled 2 overs going for 9. The premier bowler has completed the full court of 2 overs. Should they still be thinking about the one option, targeting one particular bowler, or it's about going after everyone coming at them?
I think at this stage they have to go at everything with that required run rate, 15.25 to the over, so they really can't afford to miss and dot too many deliveries at this stage. And this time it was wide outside the off stump. He's cut it away. That ball is going, and it goes through for a boundary. There's a bit of a loosener there from the bowler, wide outside the off stump. It had the width. The batsman just waiting on that ball nicely, spotting well, it didn't quite find the gap. It was a sloppy piece of work by that man point, and the captain realizing that, changing the field immediately.
Fraction shot. There was a fielder in place as well, but still getting a 4 away. This time gets it in front of square on the offside. Singles won't help. This could be the over. They should be thinking about getting more runs, and these overthrows won't help as well for the fielding team. They allowing the opponent team releasing the pressure.
Yeah, I think they have to be eyeing for at least a 20-run over here, a big skyscraper. That's what can get them back into the game.
This could be the over.
And not quite able to get underneath that delivery, just working it away for a single. There is a man positioned at deep extra cover, so just a single.
Good comeback after conceding boundary of the very first. He's been able to attain the necessary length.
Just looking at this field, Devinder, there is a point in place. A man at a deep, a short slip. We'll come back to that. And this time he's launched it, and he's got the distance on it as well. That's a magnificent shot. Exactly what the doctor ordered at this stage. Launching that ball straight down the ground. It was there, asking to be hit, using his feet, bringing out the big levers, and a six that they desperately needed at this stage.
Temptation, because he had to hit it into the breeze with fieldsmen on the boundary ropes.
And a good comeback by the bowler. I was just thinking, Devinder, there was a short fine leg in place and a short third man, so there could have been a case for the batsman to be a bit cheeky, maybe play the scoop or the late cut. Nevertheless, he used his feet to launch one up in the air, and it paid dividends.
They needed blistering start at the top in order to stay in the hunt. They lost a couple of wickets in quick succession, and after that it has become a challenge. Then the gap kept getting widening, then slowly they picked up the momentum in the last over by striking a couple of boundaries to get in competition, in competitive mode now.
Well, they're actually ahead of where Sprite Cricket Stars were at this stage, 66 for 4, but they'll have to match the onslaught of Sprite Cricket Stars towards the later part of this innings. It's not going to be easy, as we see Ganesh coming into the attack. So spin operating from this end as well. We'll have to see the field.
This is the over, because now he has the luxury of hitting with the breeze, despite of having 4 men in that region. This time it's a wide again. They got square leg on the boundary, man at the mid wicket on the boundary, man at the long on position and long off in that hitting zone.
Yeah, dot ball worth gold. And this time it was wide outside the off stump, allowing it to go through to the keeper.
He's not going to toss it up to the batsman. He needs to use his feet in order to convert the good length delivery into over pitch to hammer it over the boundary. Hits him over the top. It's gone straight down the ground, and it's gone for a 6. A much needed boundary found after a couple of wides.
Oh, well, he's decided to cut loose here. There was enough room on offer there, swinging through and making the connection that he wanted, launching that ball for half a dozen runs.
Goes through the onside.
Well, he's got the dancing shoes on, and a sloppy piece of work there at the boundary once again. The ball sneaking through Arif, I think it was, at the deep mid-wicket position, and that will probably set the cat amongst pigeon here. There is all of a sudden a way back for Bengal Tigers.
6 and 4. 2 boundaries already from this over. Can he get one more? More restructuring is done in the fielding department. Extra cover inside the circle. Hammered hard. Got the deflection. Will have to settle for a single.
This is exactly the kind of over they were looking for, Devinder. They've got the impetus. 6 and a 4, 2 wides. There's still 3 more deliveries to come.
At least one boundary, 4 or 6. And then look to get as many runs as possible. The running between the wicket has to be good here. Attack from both ends. That's what needed at this stage.
Right, and he's run through for a single. So Ganesh obviously feeling the pressure here. He's under the pump. 6 and a 4, 3 wides. Somebody has to move up to him. Somebody calm him down. Maybe the captain slow the game a little here.
15 in 3 deliveries under pressure. Smoked away. Powerfully struck.
Yeah, once again a cross-batted slap, but going straight to Adnan. He's been the star of the show. The ball's been following him as well. It's everywhere. In comes Ramadan. And this time was a bit short and quicker, trying to cut that ball. Nicely bowled. A good comeback from him at this stage.
This could be a good strategy, making the batsman to cut the ball. Hitting into the deck and looking to bowl flat. Once again, quite successful in getting a dot ball in. No, they considered a single, but they won't mind.
I think the win that ball was again a bit quicker, similar to the one bowled earlier. Exactly. And another thing I thought that the batsman could have done differently there was perhaps played that shot through the extra cover region. It was pitched outside the off stump. It's much easier for you as a batsman to play the ball in the direction where it's pitched. So somewhere down point perhaps, extra cover, or straight down the ground.
All the bowlers to be used now for the team. Tony conceding 11 in his solitary over. Adnan giving away 13. Amit 14 and 17 coming from the Ganesh's over. So who should be bowling the over number 9 and 10? Will there be a fast bowler? Will there be a spinner? We saw yesterday the spinner was given the opportunity to bowl the final over and was successful as well. Tony conceding 11 and taking wicket as well from the far end.
Yeah, we'll have to see the field in place here. There is a deep long on and deep long off in place. There's a deep mid-wicket, square leg in the boundary, and a deep extra cover. 4 fielders inside the ring, and he uses his feet. Has he got the connection? He has got the connection indeed, and that's gone sailing across the fence for a magnificent 6.
Faisal with a thunderous strike from round the wicket, coming down the pitch and scooping it down the ground for a 6. A helicopter shot for a 6.
Oh, he smashed it. He absolutely smashed it. It was smashed in a half from this guy. And he looks like a man on a mission. Looks like he's not going to give it up that easily. 6 of the first ball of the over. Exactly what they needed. The pressure's right back on. Sprite superstars now.
More thinking, more options. Pressure is on fielding unit. Can he find one more boundary? This time gets the edge and away into the gap through the offside. It's gone for 4. 6 and 4 back-to-back boundaries.
Faisal is turning it on here in Doha, Qatar. That was slightly pitched short. He made room for himself and then absolutely cracking it, slicing it over point for yet another boundary. A 6 and a 4 already in this over. And all of a sudden, Sprite superstars have some thinking to do here.
Taking his time, thinking about the nature of delivery that he should be executing. From round the wicket to right-hand batsman. This time he pulls the ball away on the onside. There is a chance, and the catch is taken. Partnership has been broken eventually.
What a timely wicket that is. The win there, he was trying to maintain that tempo. I think that ball was there to be hit, so the intention was right for sure. Not quite timing it though. lobbing that ball up in the air, and it's that man again, Adnan, who's been the star of the night.
This has been a golden night for Adnan, getting a half century, getting a run out as well, and now taking the catch, removing dangerous looking Faisal for 18 of 8, but he's brought the match into contention again, stroking at the rate of 225.
Talking about Adnan here, he's been the star of the night on an otherwise starless night.
93 for 5 after 8.3 overs. The match is on. Rabi is still there on 32 of just 12 deliveries.
And it's just 20 needed now, 1.3 overs. In T10 terms, that should really be a walk in the park. But Faisal obviously has gone back to the hut, and he was the one looking ominous for the opposition.
Need to score at least 9 or 10 runs from this over in remaining over in order to give a little bit of chance to win this game. Irfan Ahmed has come to the crease. Pressure on the bowler as well, conceding 6 and 4, though he has taken the wicket as well. Every delivery is going to be an event from here on.
And this time he's lifted it over covers, and well, I thought for a moment he had enough piece of it, but I think it came out of the outside half of the bat, so didn't quite have the speed, didn't quite have the legs to go through for a boundary, but 2 runs nonetheless, and I'm sure the Bengal Tigers wouldn't mind that.
There will be a single. Oh, he's going back for the second chance for run out. He has broken the stumps at the non-striker end, and another wicket through run out.
Yeah, I think that chance had to be taken, though. The intention was right. Unfortunately, that was a bullet-like throw there from Armagan. Right over the stumps. Easy for the bowler to collect and whip the bails off. Another wicket falling for Bengal Tigers. They are 95 for 5, but we are in for a really interesting finish here. It's going right down to the wire. 96 for 6, beg your pardon.
(96 for 6). 7 deliveries to go in the contest. 17 to win. 1 boundary here. And out, caught and bowled. Caught and bowled. 3rd wicket from the over.
Yeah, another one goes down. We'll see what happened on that delivery. Trying to go straight down the ground, slicing that ball up in the air, coming underneath it, and accepted gleefully by the bowler. Tony Archer has picked up his 2nd wicket, and his 3rd wicket, in fact, as Rabi going back to the pavilion. He's played an absolute blinder here, though. 35 of just 15 deliveries. Take a bow. Not quite able to finish that innings, but you can't falter that effort. He absolutely played his heart out in this game.
17 from the final over. 2 new batsmen at the crease. Rabi, the batsman, out. Set batsman with the potential of winning the contest from very tough situation. Now 17 to win from 6 deliveries. 2 batters yet to face delivery. 2 batters yet to score any runs so far against their name. Third man up in the circle. Man at the backward point. Sweeper. Man at the long off, long on, mid wicket, and square leg in place. Fine leg is up in the circle. Adnan takes the responsibility to bowl the final over. single won't challenge them. He's going back for the second chance for run out. It's a wild throw. It's a deflection as well. They will take 3 runs here.
Yeah, that's excellent cricket there by Bengal Tigers, seizing on every single opportunity they get. Although it's a bit risky to go back for the second, but that's the name of the game, and risk needs to be taken. It was missed there by the fielder at the striker's end. Adnan is bowling this last over, and no better man than Adnan to finish things off here. Bengal Tigers needing 14 of the last 5 deliveries. Last ball, you saw the batsman going back deep into the crease, trying to make room, get underneath the ball. And this time it was wide outside the off stump. They wouldn't mind that, the Bengal Tigers.
The bowler is feeling the heat. He knows that he had 17 to defend from the final over. He has already conceded 4 runs in first delivery only. Just 1 legitimate delivery. Gets another dot ball in here. Chance at non-striker.
Yeah, that's excellent piece of bowling there by Adnan, bringing his experience into play, bowling it out wide outside the off stump. There could be a case for the keeper coming in at this stage, maybe stopping the batsman from using his feet.
They need a boundary. This time he gets the ball in front of square on the onside and he gets a boundary.
A timely boundary on this occasion, and the momentum shifts once again. It's been swinging like a pendulum in this game. It was a slower delivery, was in his zone though. He was eyeing that cow corner, eyeing that offside, or leg side, I beg your pardon. Should have been stopped by the fielder. Not the case.
Can you get another one here? Outside the off stump, this will be a wide, there will be extra run, there will be a run out eventually. With both batters standing at the strikers arena. Now he has to determine who is out.
Yeah, comedy of errors really. And the umpire is signaling the non-striker, I guess, to leave. It was a comedy of errors. Both batsmen hesitant, pausing midway, indecisive. You have to either go or stop. Yeah, that indecisiveness costing them the wicket. Rafiqul, the striker, in fact, was the batsman who was given out by the umpire.
Now, 9 to win from 2 boundaries. 4 or 6 can do the job for the team. 2 fours resulting in a tie.
Come on, where's going to pick his spot? There is a short third man and short fine leg in the region, so is there a scoop? Is there a cheeky shot coming up? There is gap at deep extra cover.
That was a wide as well.
And probably deep mid-wicket as well. That's another area they can eye. Yeah, the last ball was a wide. For some reason, it's just showing as a wicket and not as a wide, so that needs to be changed.
Correction. So now 9 to win from 2 deliveries. 4 or 6. What's on card? He's beaten. He's pleading to the umpire to give it wide.
Oh, he's a little superstar, Adnan. He has come to the rescue of stars once again. He's been all over the show tonight. And this ball was no different. And he's made this an impossible task now. And he finishes things off in style. The right man to finish it off for Sprite Superstars. Quite easily the top contender for the Man of the Match award in this match. And he's made sure his side are home quite comfortably in the end. Bowling it fuller, a full toss, but it was a bit slower as well. Didn't really matter because it was 9 required at the last over. Sprite Cricket Stars winning this match by 8 runs, and we've had an absolute cracker of a game.
Start was the key when you chase 100 plus score. They did not get the kind of start that they wanted, losing wickets early in the first over as well. Saif getting 2, 11 from the blade of Kabir, 9, 9, 35 for 15 is keeping the team in the hunt was Rabi Mohammad. And after that 18 of just 8 deliveries from Faisal and no major contribution later in the innings. So they've been reduced to 104 for 9 and Sprite Cricket Stars winning the game by 8 runs, eventually holding their nerves in key moments. That was the key difference, and also bowling in the power play overs.
Yeah, it was a good game, though. A tight game in the end. Just exactly the kind of game you were expecting tonight between these two evenly matched teams. As we look at the bowling card here, Amit Patel and Armuga Ganesh, the most expensive of the bowlers. Abdul Qadir at the top, bowled immaculately well. 2 overs for just 9 runs at an economy rate of 4.50, quite miserly. You'd be really happy with those types of figures in T10 cricket, that's for sure. Kannan bowling 2 overs for 19, picking up a wicket. Tony was blessed with 3 wickets in this game and making breakthroughs at crucial junctures as well. Adnan picking up 2 wickets and finishing things off for Sprite Cricket Stars.
So a win by 8 runs. Excellent performance with bat in hand. After put into bat, Sprite Cricket Stars managing 112 for 3 in their allotted 10 overs. Adnan getting half century. He has become the second half centurion in the tournament. 55 of 29 and 24 of 11 from Kannan. 18 of 16 from Arif. And in response, Bangla Tigers reduced to that total so that Sprite Cricket Stars can eventually eke out a victory by 8 runs. We will have one more match to come in a short while from now on.